I've really enjoyed Joaquin Phoenix as an actor through the years. The roles that stick out in my mind the most are when he was the Emperor in Gladiator and when he was in Signs. I still remember that scene where he's with his niece and nephew and they're wearing their aluminum foil hats. That scene still makes me laugh. And when he played Johnny Cash in Walk the Line, it was obvious that this guy had range as an actor. But seeing him in his most recent role in Joker, wow. I was absolutely blown away by his performance. This guy is a really brilliant actor. Joaquin Phoenix stars as Arthur Fleck, a guy who's just trying to get by. He dresses like a clown, doing odd jobs for this staffing agency, and he does different appearances depending on where he's wanted. But what he really wants to be is a stand-up comedian. All he wants to do is make people laugh. But unfortunately, he has mental issues. As far as the plot goes, that's as far as I'm going to reveal about this because I don't really want to get into any spoilers of any kind. If you haven't seen the movie yet, wow, I highly recommend seeing Joker because I want you to be as surprised as I was by what happens in the story. This movie has an interesting aesthetic to it. Even before the movie really starts, the Warner Brothers logo comes on the screen, and it's not the current logo, it's one that they've used in the past. So they really do a good job of setting a retro vibe for the movie, which was effective because, you know, this movie, it takes place in the past. It's not really a movie that takes place in current times. So it's got a really gritty, sort of 70s, 80s kind of vibe to it. This movie, of course, is an origin story about Batman's arch nemesis. And going into it, I really wasn't expecting to sympathize very much with the main character, Arthur Fleck, because you know he's going to turn into the Joker eventually. But you go with him day to day and you see how he's mistreated by society, and you really can't help but feel sorry for this guy because he hits the lowest of lows and you really want him to pull through. This movie works well, not even just as a Joker origin story, but as a straight up drama as well, with some dark comedy elements thrown in. This movie is a perfect example of how you don't need a big, massive budget with flashy special effects to make a great movie because the drama is performed so well. There were a couple of times where I just laughed out loud because I was surprised by some of the unexpected elements that they threw in with the plot. This didn't feel like a comic book or superhero movie in the way that I thought it would going into it. There are enough nods to the Batman universe that it makes sense as a Joker origin story. This was a really good drama with an excellent script. And there wasn't even the level of violence that I thought there would be in this movie, but there's enough that it's really effective. The movie really immerses you in Arthur Fleck's descent into madness. You can see that while he's struggling, he's trying to hold on to whatever small piece of humanity he's still got left. And that just adds a whole nother intriguing level to the already really fleshed out story that's being told. Honestly, I can't think of any negatives that I have with this movie. It's well crafted and it's one of the best movies I've seen this year. Joker gets a 10 out of 10. I really appreciate the thought that went into this movie. You may think it's not for you because it's a movie about the Joker, but it's fascinating watching Joaquin Phoenix's character slowly lose himself and transform into this insane madman. You watch the circumstances he gets into and you feel really bad for him. He's trying so hard to keep it together and he just can't. And some really shocking things happen. This movie just blew me away and I can't recommend it highly enough. I don't know if they're planning on revisiting this version of the Joker in the future at some point, But I hope they do because I really want to see where they go with this character. Well guys, that's my take on Joker. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't yet. I'd really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to bringing you more videos soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Here's Batman, by the way. Justice League poster.